the deciding factor to come back for one more season?
Ultimately, it was something that I truly wanted to do. I felt like I had some unfinished business left here at Fort Hays. I still feel like I haven't played my best football yet, and as a team, I feel like we still have a lot left to prove.
What areas have you tried to improve on, and areas of the game you feel you still can improve on from last season?
I've tried to improve in my blocking, just being more physical, more consistent, and blocking in space, blocking at the line of scrimmage. I want to be able to do all of that at an extremely high level. And I've also tried to improve in my yards after the catch, taking 5-yard out routes and taking them for, major yards, making impact plays, and just contested catches, when that ball's in the air, making sure that I come down with it.
In 2019, I think you had like 3 starts, limited number of catches. Then you had the COVID year, and then last year the big season individually for you. What was the difference, that progression from 19 to last year? What was the difference, you think?
I think I just really locked in on becoming a complete tight end and working on my weaknesses. Sometimes I'd get in my head a little bit. Sometimes I'd catch myself making mental errors, and just working on those every day that we practiced, and trying to work on the details, watching more film, all that kind of stuff I think has helped me develop as a football player.
I heard you say before that it's always about the team, but when you do get individual accolades, the All-American statuses, that's got to be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it is pretty cool. All the hard work that I've put in has paid off significantly, and I still plan on. I still have a lot of goals this year that I intend on accomplishing, but at the end of the day, Coach Brown does an extremely well job of coaching me as a tight end. He always has me well prepared, and my teammates put me in extremely great positions to be successful as well.
Is it better or worse to have your position coach be the head coach of the football team?
I think it's awesome. You don't see that very often. It just shows that he really cares, and he wants to make this team as great as he possibly can. So for him to put in the extra effort to coach me in the tight ends every single day, it means a lot.
What did the win Saturday do for just the psyche and the feel of this football team?
It did a lot. It was just, getting that first win out of the way, building some momentum, and just building off that, coming into practice today and just working on the things we need to work on and just continuing to build.
Coming off last season with the individual success you had and then the honors that you had, have you noticed any change in the way like defensive secondaries are looking at you through the first 3 games, or are they putting more emphasis on you than last year?
They somewhat are. Not a whole lot, honestly, though. There has been a few times occasionally that they've hung a safety over me or jammed me at the line of scrimmage, trying to make it hard for me to get off. But they really haven't strictly game planned for me, I would say.
Like in 19 and 21, the season started 0-2, but in 19 finished 8-3, had a shot at a conference title potentially. Last year 5-6. What's the difference between those 2 seasons, and how does it apply to this 0-2 start?
I think the overall leadership was the deciding factor between 2019 and 21. We didn't let guys hang their heads, and I think those losses early on last year kind of got to some of the guys on our team, got to some of our leaders, and negatively impacted this team. But as a team so far this year, I feel like we've stayed very positive, and we've continued to work, and we know what this team can accomplish, so we're just trying to do our best to get to the level we know we can play at.
When you say positive, what does that mean? Every sport has a different way to remain positive.
Yeah.
In volleyball, it's crazy over the top positive no matter what. It seems like in basketball that guys get on each other a lot on the court.
Yeah.
What is football? What is football positivity?
Positive to me in football is doing the little details right, continuing to do that, and continuing to just show up every day and give your best effort, and at the same time hold people accountable. We can't be hanging our heads. After the first 2 losses, we knew that we were better than that, and we just continued to push each other and see what would happen.
It felt like in those first couple of losses, it was just a bunch of little things. Not like a glaring, boy, this is going to be an issue. Do you feel this team has taken the strides in fixing those little things, or there's still a lot out there that has to be done?
There still is some work that has to be done, I would say. We still have a lot to clean up, but at the same time, I have seen strides in this team in our preparation and the amount of film that we're watching, and I feel like we're practicing harder as well.
Why did you choose to come to Fort Hays? What was the deciding factor, and were there other schools that you were looking at?
Early on, I had a couple JUCO schools that I was in contact with, but that was the year that the out-of-state rule came in, and JUCOs didn't have to have 80% of their roster as Kansas kids. So the JUCOs kind of quit talking to me, and I didn't really have a whole lot of schools interested in me. I got hurt my senior year, and I think it was Coach Hepp. He's no longer here, but he called me up about 4 weeks before National Signing Day and said, come take a visit down here, see what you think of this place. And I met with Coach Brown and all the coaches here, and I felt like this was a place that I wanted to be at, and I believed in what Coach Brown was saying and the culture that he was instilling here, so ultimately I made the decision to come play here.
If I remember right, you were a running back in high school.
I played some running back and tight end.
Okay.
Running back my senior year.
Okay, so running back or tight end?
Tight end, I would say.
All right.
Tight end is a position where you have to be able to run routes like a receiver and block like an offensive lineman. I think it's an extremely unique position, and a lot goes into it. You have to be sharp in all aspects of the game of football, and I love that.
So have you talked to Coach about, hey, if we get near the goal line, I have some experience running the ball, and try to get him to instill maybe a special Budke package or something?
That'd be pretty cool. I might ask him after this and see what he says.
What's next? I mean, there's still football left this season. You've been here an extra year now. What's next for Hunter Lake?
I'm actually unsure of my future at this moment. Depending on if I stay healthy this year, how the rest of the season goes, I would love to try to pursue football at the next level, but nothing's guaranteed. So I'm still unsure of my future, but if everything goes as planned, I plan on going somewhere in training and preparing for the 2023 NFL draft.
What was your reaction when you found out that you were getting these honors, or All-American honors from these different publications and everything? Was it just your immediate thoughts like, wow, or what was your thinking?
It was pretty surreal. Before the football season started, I wrote down on a piece of paper, first team All-Conference, first team All-American. And to actually accomplish that, it was surreal. I came upstairs and told my parents. This was about a week or so before anybody knew. And it was a special moment. Some tears were shed because a lot has went into this. And I always haven't had success. Like, I struggled early on in my career. So just, persevering and believing in myself, it was definitely a special moment.